When you're a beginner, it's easy to assume that people that are better than you are only better than you because they have better equipment than you. It's easy to assume that you need each and every single piece of equipment to produce the slightest piece of content. But if you are a beginner, there are some pieces of content that you most definitely do not need. Before I continue with the list, I just want to say I'm very grateful for what you guys have been doing for me. When I first started making videos on this channel, I only had 20 subscribers. But now I have more than 6 times that number. So I know this may not be much to some people, but for me, I truly, truly appreciate it. So thank you guys very, very, very much. Yeah, so let's get into the list. The first thing on the list is a gimbal. The reason why I'm saying you do not need a gimbal is because I feel like if you're a beginner, it's good to learn more about framing and composition before you think that moving your camera is going to make your images look better, which it's most definitely not. So I think the most powerful images that we've seen, even the movies that we still watch today, most of them are shot on still frames. So yeah, you do not need a gimbal. So if you're a beginner, I highly suggest that you take your time in learning framing and composition, unless you are going to be doing something like real estate videos or something like that, which you may need a gimbal. Even if you're still doing real estate, I doubt you need a gimbal because you could get like a glide cam. Yes, you could get a glide cam. A glide cam is cheaper, and I think if you're in photography, then you're in the business of saving money because you're going to need money in the long run. So I think a glide cam is cheaper. And a glide cam will also not need you to charge it. Another advantage to a glide cam is the fact that it can carry heavier payloads than a gimbal. Because I bought the RS2 gimbal, but that gimbal gave me a lot of problems because I still cannot balance the 6K Pro on it without a cage, which if you try, which may be a problem, but to most people it may not be that much of a problem. But to me, I hate it for that. Cameras are one of the things that you do not need to spend most of your money on. Just get a decent camera. Get a camera that can shoot HD 1080 pixels or 4K if you want to, but I feel like 1080 pixels is most definitely enough for what you're going to need it to do, especially if you're just going to be posting videos on YouTube or just not narrative work. So you do not need an expensive camera. Just get a cheap camera and invest more into lenses. If you own an external hard drive, please ditch it immediately. I want you to invest in an SSD drive because external hard drives have disks in them. So if they fall, they can easily just lose most of your data. Get an SSD drive because SSDs are more, they're more compact and they're more safer because they don't have any moving parts in them. So I suggest that you use your external hard drive for an SSD. Another thing that you most definitely do not need is a zoom lens. The reason why I'm saying you do not need a zoom lens as a beginner is because as a beginner you may think that you need to invest in that 70 to 200 millimeter lens in order to be good, or that 16 to 35, or that there's so many good and expensive lenses that you may think that, okay, I need to invest in this zoom lens. Do not invest in a zoom lens. Invest in prime lenses. The reason why I'm saying you should invest in prime lenses is because prime lenses, as a beginner, they're going to teach you they're going to teach you more about focal distances and the effects of lenses, how lenses really affect the way an image looks, which I think is really important. Unlike just having one lens that you can just, put on your camera and then just start zooming in knowing you have everything covered. I think you need a prime lens so that you learn how to move, so that you know what the way your camera communicates with your subject. So I think it's very, very important for you to use prime lenses before you invest in a zoom lens. If you are new here, I make videos like this each and every single week. So please subscribe so that each and every single time I upload, you get the video. Like the video if you liked it. Share it if you want to. And bye.